This video is for you if you're interested in studying abroad in another country, especially if you're in high school like me. Let's get into it. Sevilla is obviously a beautiful city, and I'm incredibly grateful to have spent the last 3 weeks studying abroad here. But Sevilla isn't perfect, and neither is studying abroad. So in this video, I want to talk about the pros and cons of my experience being a foreign exchange student, some of which will be specific to Sevilla, and others of which you could apply to any other country. Okay, I think I found a nice spot to go over everything, so let's get started. The first obvious pro is that there is immense natural beauty everywhere. This is the second time in my entire life seeing palm trees. I mean, there's parrots flying around occasionally, there's birds chirping over there. It's a really beautiful city. Coming from a city like Chicago, which is also incredibly beautiful, this is kind of just a whole other set of plants, which is really cool to experience. Pro number 2, which especially applies to me because this program that I'm enrolled in is all about learning Spanish every single day. Being in Spain, being immersed by the culture and the language, I am learning Spanish at a much faster rate than ever before in my life. And it's really cool to observe that and see that shift going on inside my mind. While I have loved all of my Spanish teachers back in the States, I have some problems with the system as a whole. I feel like after taking Spanish for 6 years, I should have been a lot more closer to being fluent than I am. Okay, forget what I said about natural beauty. There's mosquitoes everywhere where I was in the shade, so I need to find another spot. Hopefully this spot works out a little bit better. I say that as I kill a mosquito that landed on my hand. Wish me luck, guys. As I was saying, being immersed in the language and the culture is going to accelerate your language learning more than ever before. That being said, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you show up to class every day, if you're taking notes in a way that works for you, and if you're making a real effort to learn a little bit more every day, you're going to learn a ton over the period of your trip. The next pro is that I really like Spanish culture. It's very laid back. I think more emphasis is put on time with friends and family and just hanging out. And all the people I've met in Sevilla are really, really nice. They sort of seem a little guarded when you're walking up to them about to ask a question, but then they open up a little bit. And I've had some really nice interactions with waiters or just random strangers on the street. In my opinion, the best part about studying abroad is learning about a new culture. There are a lot of parts of American culture that I dislike a lot. Like fast food, always being in a rush, the list continues. Unfortunately, there's still your Burger King and McDonald's here. It's just they operate out of 200-year-old, incredibly cool-looking Spanish buildings. The next pro, which automatically comes along with being in a new culture, is experiencing new food. My host mom cooks absolutely incredible food. Spanish tortillas, pasta, all sorts of other dishes that I don't even know the names for, but it's delicious. I do sort of miss my food at home and being able to make whatever I want, whenever I want. And another cool thing is that you can find all sorts of different cuisines at restaurants around the city. Earlier today, I had a falafel sandwich at a restaurant a minute away from my house, which was great because I was able to try one of my favorite types of foods and also connect with this Middle Eastern dude who owns a restaurant in Sevilla and talk about my own roots as my grandparents are from Egypt. The next pro is something that is, of course, very important to address, and that is safety. I personally have never felt unsafe in this city. If you come from pretty much any city in the States, you're probably going to feel safer here. It helps that the sun sets really late at night, about 9:30, and people start coming out 9:30, 10, 10:30. And so even walking around when it's starting to get dark, there's an energy to the city. All the locals are out hanging out with their friends. And so that helps if I'm ever walking around closer to 10 o'clock. The one thing important to address here is that obviously I'm a dude, so I have had some of my friends who are girls say there were some moments where they felt uncomfortable or unsafe thanks to creepy men, which seem to be everywhere, unfortunately. Going off the last pro, public transit here in Sevilla is clean, safe, effective, and the overall experience is way better than what I've had riding the subway in New York City or the L in Chicago. There are also a lot of bike rental services and bike lanes everywhere in the city, so that's another great way to get around. Okay, now time for the cons. Not everything about this city is perfect, even though it pains me to admit it. As an American teenager, it's kind of been my dream to go to Europe for a while, as it is with a lot of other Americans. It can be very easy to idolize European cities. With their charm and history and all that, it's not perfect. First and foremost, the heat. If you couldn't already tell, I'm sweating a lot right now, as I have been for this entire video. Let me just paint a picture for you. Let's say you're walking down the street, right? And you pass these two Sevillan men, or women, whatever, sitting down, having a drink together. I would say that there's a 50% chance you'll hear them talking about the weather. They'll probably be saying something like mucho calor, which basically means it's really hot. And there's a good reason for that. It's been above 100 degrees almost every single day here, and it is always sunny. Something that helps is taking a siesta, so not being outside from 1 p.m. to say 5 p.m. It's not the worst thing in the world in my opinion. It's not a deal breaker for sure, but just be prepared for the heat if you come here, and make sure you pack your sunscreen. Even though the city is beautiful and I think maintained pretty well, in some places there's a considerable amount of trash, especially in the river. As I was walking home one day, I saw this local just chuck his soda can from the bridge into the river down below, and it really pissed me off. It was odd as a tourist to see a local disrespect their home in that way. That kind of negligence to one's home and natural environment struck me as very American. So I guess it's a lesson that there are those types of people everywhere, and that we have to try to be better than that. Another con to studying abroad is that it can be very easy, especially for some people, to feel homesick and lonely. Being here for only 1 month, it's been a little hard for me to connect with my classmates at the same level that I know and love my friends back home. Additionally, most homestays only speak Spanish. Most of the time when I'm talking with my host mom, it's about food, the weather, the TV show that's on, or occasionally something about my life back home in the States. It's pretty hard to connect with her and anyone who speaks only Spanish when I'm not fluent. While at times studying abroad in a new country can be lonely, I think it's also really good learning experience and a chance to learn a lot about yourself and the type of people you want to be surrounded by. Guys, this is insane. I'm sweating so much non-stop and I can't do anything about it. It sucks. At least I can make my hair look cool. Those are the only pros and cons I have prepared for this video. If you have any questions about studying abroad, feel free to drop them down below. I'll probably make a Q&A video in the future, and also a video more specifically about the organization CIEE, which is running this program. They've done a fantastic job of organizing this trip, but that doesn't mean that studying abroad through an organization is perfect for everyone. I'll make a video addressing that in the future, so subscribe if you're interested. In all, studying abroad is a fantastic experience. It's an opportunity to learn a lot about yourself, your values, again, who you want to spend your time with. And in many ways, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity at a young age to get out into the world and see and experience new things, new places, new cultures, meet new people. If you are able to, I would highly recommend studying abroad, whether here in Spain or any other country. Yeah, see this right here on my shirt? Like that's sweat right there. I was telling you, it's no joke. I would be embarrassed, but I don't care. No, that's okay. Okay, ready?
Big drink, sorry.
Okay, I'm here with these girls from the Netherlands. What are you guys' names?
Naranka? Yeah, Marno and Naranka, hello.
Okay, hi, how's it going?
Very well, very hot.
Yes.
At the moment, very hot.
Very hot. Okay.
Not used to
Very
sun
hot.
in the Netherlands. So.
Okay, so like I said, I'm studying abroad from Chicago. What do you guys think about like America in general? What's your perception?
McDonald's.
Ooh, well, America in general is like...
Donald Trump.
But like
McDonald's.
America in general is like a bit exaggerated. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, everything is
we're
much...
We're from Holland. Holland's are not very down to earth.
Yeah.
We're like,
I think so.
you know,
Okay.
An American is like big.
hello!
Big.
Yeah, we're like,
And then I'm going to France next.
France.
Yeah.
Oh god. Skip
Where
France.
to?
Skip
Oh,
France.
no, France is beautiful.
French
The people are
people?
not nice.
No.
No, the people are not nice. But the country is beautiful.
All I know is like
France
that
are lovely.
I have to say bonjour first. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
bonjour.
that's what I've heard. Like, so I don't know.
Je m'appelle is I am.
I could say that.
Great.
I know like 20 other words. That's about it.
Oh, you make it there.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Sort of.
That's one of the coolest things to me about traveling, is just all the new people that you meet from all around the world with different life experiences. I love meeting new people and interacting with them, and studying abroad is one of the best ways to do that. I'm walking back home now. This is the plaza that is pretty much right outside my apartment building. Yeah, I just constantly really appreciate the way that this city is built. It is so gorgeous, so beautiful. Restaurants like this are such a nice vibe, and walking back home and seeing this long hallway back to my apartment is always really nice and inviting. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I will be back soon with more, so if you're interested in my journey studying abroad here in Spain, make sure to subscribe, share it with a friend who might also be interested in this type of content. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.